This is Max Headroom. And what you're about to witness is one of the most sinister-sounding intros to a trailer to one of the greatest epics ever produced in the history of television.
And welcome back to Facts or Frauds. Make sure you hit that thumbs up button, you're subscribed, ring the bell for notifications so the next time we premiere a video you can be in the live chat, and leave a comment in the comment section and tell me what you think. And this time around, a sovereign citizen with no driver's license, no registration, no insurance, and the wrong plates on its vehicle. Oh, and he's at a church for a cell phone service because reasons.
So,
sit back,
relax.
and enjoy.
Sheriff's Department has me pulled over in a church parking lot. I come here often just to use the internet and so forth because where I live there is no service.
Ooh, how convenient!
But he chose to follow me in here. And I just informed him that I believe in my right to travel and that if he wants he can write me a bunch of tickets and we'll go to court and I'll win again. And he just went back to the car to run my name, so we'll see where we go from here.
Soon after.
You have a license in any state.
I have an expired license in Alabama. I don't have it on me.
Okay, that's the only one that you have, though?
Yep.
Okay, sir.
Dumbass. Later, in the void.
Here's the basic argument. Shapiro versus Thompson says your right to travel is so inherent that it need not even be mentioned. How powerful is that?
Stop cherry-picking Supreme Court cases. Look it up on Lexis. Read it for yourself. Read the conclusion. Read the entire case. It has nothing to do with what you're talking about.
There's hundreds of Supreme Court rulings that talk about your right to travel, your right to locomotion, your right to go from point A to point B. It's well documented. It's well settled in law. You have the right to travel. But Miranda versus Arizona says that when it comes to a constitutionally protected right, it can't be abrogated.
Oh, come on with the cherry picking already. Look, again, you're not reading the whole case. It has nothing to do with the right to travel.
Now, that isn't the exact words of the thing, but you don't have to say it the way they do. You ain't an attorney. All right? But abrogated it's fancy lawyer speak for means they can't take it away. So if it was a right at one time, it's a right today. And it will always be a right in this country until that Constitution is destroyed. And then Murdoch versus Pennsylvania says, because I took them off my other car and slapped them on this one, man. It's just to look, this, here, come here, bud. This is just to keep local schmokles from calling y'all and bugging y'all all the time.
What are you talking about? What'd you say?
I said this is just to keep regular folks out on the street from calling y'all all the time when I'm going down the road. That's the only reason I even put plates on this car. Otherwise, I wouldn't even run them.
Okay.
But it's just so you guys don't get bugged all the time.
Okay.
You know, that right to travel's well settled in law, brother.
It is also said that you can't switch plates on a motor vehicle.
Okay, that. Okay.
I'm not gonna argue with you about
No.
it.
I don't want to argue with you. Look, this isn't. Oh.
All right, I'll be back.
Oh. Wow.
Much later.
I don't have nothing against these cops, man. I'm not a cop hater. There are a lot of people that do not know how to govern themselves. And that's what these guys are for. But back to the argument. Murdoch versus Pennsylvania says that a right may not be converted into a privilege and a license and fee issued therefore. It's clearly unconstitutional.
Oh, come on. You're not even trying anymore. It's just cherry picking and, I give up.
And it goes on further to state that placing a fee on a right is like placing a tax on a right. It tends to inhibit a right. And therefore, it's also unconstitutional on those grounds. Marbury versus Madison says that anything unconstitutional is null and void of law from its inception. Not the date so ruled in court. That means a judge has never even had to rule on the issue.
Once again, you're not even knowing what the case is about. Look it up, read it, stop cherry picking.
All you need to do is demonstrate its unconstitutionality, and it should be null. Now, if you can demonstrate that everything you were doing was in line with the Constitution and Supreme Court rulings, you can get these things thrown out. But you have to stay right in that spot. You have to stay on point constantly.
I'm getting, like, interested in learning or something.
Oh,
Right around the van. It's not the right car.
I don't know, it's registered to some lady up in Washington or something like that, man. And it's been through a couple owners. That's what the last officers told me down in St. Helens. But I do have bill of sale in my files, man. I got it from,
Come on, baby, what's the name?
Where was this vehicle? Where'd you buy it from? Is it an Oregon car?
no, it's a Washington car. I bought it from, what the hell's the guy's name?
What's his name? What's his name? I got nothing on a name.
He's in with all them meth heads. Larry something. If you said his last name, I'd know it, but I can't think of his last name. It's on the paperwork.
Oh, yeah, I don't think that's what I call
Yeah, I don't do certificate of title. I don't do registration, insurance, none of that, brother.
it. That's all you
I do just like if you sold me a horse. You'd give me a piece of paper with a bill of sale.
Do you have any teepee? Teepee for my bunghole?
No, that's your choice. You just gotta understand it's a violation. You can get a ticket for it.
Well, oh, I think he's gonna write me a ticket.
Wow, you got one right this time.
I hope he doesn't tow my car, but if he does, it's a violation, and then they're in trouble, because then they've caused me an injury.
Good luck!
See all this right here? Yeah, he's taking a little bit of my time and stuff like that, but he's being professional. He's not flipping out. He's acting the way an officer of the law should act. He's just been taught wrong, man. Just like we all have been. I didn't know this stuff 30 years ago. We hold all these really super strong beliefs. We, for no other reason than we've been told so our entire lives. Our aunts, uncles, cousins, mothers, fathers, grandparents, our teachers.
Don't blame this on us teachers.
But if he writes me a ticket, I will get to ask the judge the question I've been dying to ask since the last time I went to court.
Mother, do you think they'll try to break my balls?
And that is, I want to ask that if it's true in law that all motor vehicles are automobiles, but not all automobiles are motor vehicles, then he's probably going to tell me something like, well, I can't give you legal advice. And I'm not asking for legal advice. I'm not asking how to do something. I am asking for legal clarification. And that is the judge's duty to give you that. So, I want to get it on the record. because you think your private automobile is a motor vehicle. Words are not interchangeable in law. It is so very specific. People with OCD would love it. If you got OCD, start studying law. The specificity of it is, it's mind-boggling, because you are not taught to think like this at all. Even attorneys are not taught to think like this. Most attorneys have no idea what's going on.
Alright, Mr. Bennett. Unfortunately, today you're being issued a citation for illegal alteration of license plate, driving uninsured, and no valid operator's license. The court date will be on January 6th of 2020 at 10 a.m. at the Columbia City Justice Court. Columbia City, alright? This is a violation.
Where's
You don't have to
Columbia?
appear.
What is?
Columbia City? So the address right here is on the back. I circled it for you.
All right.
Can you see it right there?
Yeah.
See where I circled it? It'll be right there. Like I said, this is a violation. You don't have to appear if you don't want to, but if you would like to, that will be your court date, okay? If you want to mail in a fine, you can mail it to Bernoni Justice Court.
No, I just send them paperwork, brother. That's all I do.
Okay. So, you have any questions about this?
No, I
Yeah,
know how to handle it. I'm not gonna.
All right. So you don't have
I'm
a
not.
license.
I'm not stupid.
The car doesn't have insurance, so I'm just gonna let you know. I'm not gonna sit here and babysit you. If you do choose to drive again, you could be issued another citation. Your vehicle could be towed.
Well,
Okay.
then that would be an injury, and then there's trouble, because then we'll go to the federal court, and that's big.
Okay.
All
There you
right.
go.
Look. I don't want to fight with you. I really don't want to fight with you. But please don't be the one, because I've liked every last one of you that I've met on the sheriff's department. I really do. I like all of you, and I do not want to sue one of you. You're not. You have immunity, okay? But that's only for things that are within the law, and I can clearly demonstrate my right to travel.
Okay.
Please don't be the one.
I'm just gonna let you know. All right.
I know how it goes, man. I'm actually looking for the egghead cop that wants to be unprofessional and cause me an injury, because then my family's rich. It's called Title. Look, talk to an attorney. It's Title 42, Section 1983 of the Federal Code. It's deprivation of rights under color of law. It looks like, sounds like, if you could take a bite of it, it might even taste a little bit like law. But I can demonstrate its unconstitutionality. See, Shapiro versus Thompson says that the right to travel in the people is so inherent that it need not even be mentioned. So it's not just something I'm pulling out of my ass and saying it's a right. The Supreme Court agrees it's my right.
Well, and that's what court's for.
Wait. No.
I'm
Please.
gotta get going, Mr. Bennett, all right?
Look, Miranda versus. I can do this in less than 2 minutes, I promise. Miranda versus Arizona says that constitutionally protected right, any right that can be demonstrated to be constitutionally protected, may not be abrogated. That's just fancy lawyer speak for saying they can never take it away. Okay, Murdoch versus Pennsylvania says a right may not be converted into a privilege and a license and fee issued therefore. It's clearly unconstitutional. And that placing a fee on a right is like placing a tax on a right. It tends to inhibit a right, and therefore it's also unconstitutional on those grounds. Well, Marbury versus Madison says anything unconstitutional is null and void of law from its inception, not the date so ruled in court. So it never even had to be ruled unconstitutional. If you can demonstrate its unconstitutionality, it's unconstitutional. And
Take it to court, Mike.
well, I already have. I have the paperwork, brother. I've already won. I mean, it's.
Okay. It is what it is.
I'm not trying to be a. I'm
Like,
really
I'm
not.
not trying.
I know. No, dude. I'm sitting here recording myself, and I'm talking about, like, I'm giving the sheriff's department kudos, because every one of y'all I've run into has been absolutely professional. You know, so I'm not a cop hater.
We appreciate that.
There's too many people that don't know how to govern themselves. I'm not a cop hater. I'm not anti-cop. I'm not defund the police. I'm not that stupid. I mean, I'm stuck in the middle of all these guys down here, and they're a whole lot bigger than me, and I appreciate having somebody a little bit bigger than them to call on. You know, because there's too many people that think their rights end within yours, and that isn't what I'm about at all. I could have got these guys in so much trouble by lying on them. It's ridiculous. But I believe that if I undermine their rights, I'm undermining my own. I'm all about the responsible exercise of rights. It's like when you watched me following that camper down the road. You see how far behind him I was? There's no way I'm ever going to hit that guy. You know.
I'm extremely careful. That's not to say something can't happen, you know, but supposition and conjecture aren't crimes either.
Alright. Well, you have a safe night.
You too, man.
Alright?
And I wasn't coming in here to get away from you neither. I couldn't even see who it was behind me. This is where I sit all the time. If you drive by here...
Finally get cell phone service?
Yeah. If you drive by here about this time of night, man, this is where I am all the time. It's the only way I can get communication.
Yeah, I know.
And this is where I run to all the time to call you guys. I don't dare sit down there at the B&B because they all live back there behind the B&B.
Yeah. It's a pain to get service down there.
Yeah, so any time I've the dozen or so times I've had to call you all to come down there, you know, them shooting at us, everything. It's absolutely ridiculous. You try to help a guy out, man, and I could teach this to somebody and they could repeat it back to me, perfect, word for word. But I'll tell you what, if you're out there screwing around and if you're doing something wrong, when you get in front of that judge, he'll chew you up. Every time.
All right, Mr. Bennett. Well, you have a safe night, like I said, okay?
All right, brother.
Well, if you have any other problems,
I will. Hey.
If that hasn't got Oscar written all over it, I'll eat my invitation to the award ceremony.
And good luck in court, Mr. Sovereign. Thank you for joining Facts or Frauds. Make sure you hit that thumbs up button. You're subscribed. Ring the bell for all notifications so the next time we premiere a video, you can be in the live chat with everybody else. And leave a comment in the comment section and tell me what you think. Appreciate it. Till next time, Wanìshi. Thank you. I'll see you later.